Hey guys, this is Invisible John over here, and welcome back to another Hunter video. And I've already traveled all the way back to Asia, so today will be the very first video where I am playing in the Asia server. So I'll be using the Geisha in this match because I only have 5 Hunters in the Asia server, and they are Hell Ember, Joker, Ripper, Wu Chang, and Geisha. And yeah, I don't even have the Soul Weaver. So I don't really have a lot of hunters to choose from, and out of those 5 hunters, I'm the least familiar with the Geisha, so that's why I chose to main her for now, sort of main her in the Asia server, while I continue to gain clues in order to buy all the remaining hunters that I don't have. And I'm gonna go after the coordinator over here, but keep note that this match is a low tier match because I'm only tier 2 hunter in the Asia server, so the survivors are only tier 2, which means that they aren't as good as the survivors that I've been playing against in the NAEU server because they're sort of new to the game. Anyways, the coordinator would fire her flare gun off me, but I'm still going to go after her because the magician and the perfumer both can kite me around with their tools, so I know that my only option is to go after the coordinator. And the coordinator is making me pretty hard to dash because every time she puts a pallet down, she would just stare at me, so I cannot dash through that pallet. And I believe that I'm missing something. I probably am not. I'm probably not dashing at the right moments because she actually kind of kited me around a bit here, so I'm probably not dashing right. But I'm gonna continue to go after her, and I think I'm about to get her down here. And yep, she's gonna go down. And just when I thought the game is in my hands, then this happened.
Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
Yeah, that kind of happened. That's the worst enemy you can possibly face in the entire game. Lag. There's nothing you can do when your phone just sort of lagged out like that. There's nothing you can do about it. And I could have chaired the coordinator, but I ended up taking around 10 to 20 more seconds to chair the coordinators because that happened. And so as soon as I chaired the coordinator over here, I know that I already wasted too much time due to the lag. Adding the fact that the coordinator can last on the chair longer, so I decided to immediately switch targets to someone else. And I'm going to find the magician over here. And while I'm chasing him, I guess the game felt bad for me that I lagged because, yeah, the game gave me a doom shock to compensate for me pretty much disconnecting. And I'm glad that I got the doom shock, and I was so glad that this happened before the update of the Personas, because soon doom shock won't even be a thing. The Persona will be updated and doom shock will be replaced. So there's still 2 ciphers remaining, and my decision to ignore the coordinator ended up worked for me due to yeah, I got so lucky. But I'm pretty sure that the only reason that I got the survivors down that fast is because they are kind of new and don't really know how to counter the Geisha, because you can see just now I literally dashed through the window with to get the magician down, but I'm thinking high tier survivors would probably look behind, stare at me, and I won't even have the chance to dash through that window. So they're going to send both the coordinator and a perfumer to come and save, because I guess that they're scared that they would get terror shocked due to the magician's debuff, and I hit the chair again. Yeah, that's a terrible habit of me that I always hit against the chair, and yeah, I really have to stop doing that. But the magician is good. I'm gonna hit the magician, and he's gonna be eliminated after Tide Turner ends, and I hesitated whether to go after the coordinator or not, but I decided against it. And the perfumer is trying to decode at a shack, so I tried to give her some damage before I chair the magician. And over here I ended up I managed to dash out the window by looking through an angle. And this is pretty much the only time that I managed to do some weird angle dash, because from what I'm seeing from high tier geishas is that normally like you won't have a chance to dash at like if there are no obstacles nearby, and you can only like dash through these weird angles or stuff like that. But yeah, and this is the only time I managed to do it in this game, so I really have to learn more about the weird dash, because I probably won't have as many chance as I had right now in this game. Like, high tier survivors won't give me a chance at dashing. Yeah, I guess I really need to go and check out how Lan Lan does her dashes. But anyways, like, with one cipher left, I'm gonna like try to like camp the last cipher, but the survivors aren't decoding it. And like, this is probably one of the main difference between like low tier to high tier survivors. Because if this is a high tier survivors, like with 5 and almost 6 minutes in the game, the last cipher would have already been off already, because the fastest I've ever seen is that the ciphers are off in 3.5 minutes. And that's like a game where I was chasing a survivor the entire game. So the perfumer is gonna go down, and I'm gonna cheer the perfumer while I'm trying to find like who was decoding a cipher, because I still cannot locate which cipher is the last cipher. But like the coordinator came to save, so I thought that like all the last cipher is primed, so that's why I want to like double hit the coordinator by making a land hit, but unfortunately I failed it because like the Geisha's hitbox is kind of small. And while the perfumer gets saved, but you can see another difference between low tier to high tier survivors. They did not know that they're supposed to prime the cipher. And you can see I got kind of juked by the perfumer over here, because the Geisha's hitbox is pretty bad, and I sort of like have to get good with her hitbox. But I'm gonna cheer the perfumer, and I'm not satisfied with a tie, so I have to immediately I try to guess which gate the coordinator is going, and I thought that she would go after the gate that's closer, and thankfully I guessed it right, so I'm gonna go after the coordinator and get her down. But I was still worried that like the other perfumer would go back and save like the perfumer that's on the chair, because high tier survivors would always do that. Like the moment I teleport, they would immediately try to save the other perfumer. But yeah, I mean, since they're new, like they're still getting used to this game, so that did not happen. And honestly, like if this was a high tier match, I would have probably only got a tie at best, or even a loss, because like I won't even have the chance to do those dashes that I've did throughout the game in this game. So I really have to like get familiar. So I'm probably going to main her for a while I continue to gain the clues in order to like buy the new hunters like Joseph or Dreamwitch, or even get my Axe Boy back. But for now, I'm just gonna stick to the Geisha, because she's the only one that I can play. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this is Invisible Jones signing off now, and I'll see you on the next video. See ya!